Thanks, guys. Let us know what you think. All right, Corey's going to take the floor now and talk to us about the ongoing beef between two electric car titans at this point.
Yeah, geez.
Right?
Yep.
Kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, this next one is coming from us from Electrek, but it's a few other places. But basically, it says Tesla's claiming Rivian is stealing trade secrets
Hmm.
about the next gen battery that they're working on and an expanding loss. So if you weren't aware, back in July last year, Tesla started suing Rivian, basically saying that some of the employees that were leaving from Tesla and then being hired and in a way poached from Rivian were from Tesla. Was not working. Oh, okay. Just gonna put it in my mouth. Okay,
Yeah, I got to
good.
put it in your mouth.
Awesome.
You were cutting out a minute.
Yeah, basically saying that some of the employees had left Tesla and they had gone to Rivian, and then some of those employees actually even had gone back to the Tesla employees they used to work with, and had kind of asked them, hey, do you want to work at Rivian? And also, by the way, hey, there's some things that we're missing at Rivian that could really help out at Rivian. Tesla does. And then, long story short, some of those people that did go over were found with those documents, having sent them personal documents from Tesla, from the Tesla database to their own personal accounts, and then maybe taking them off to Rivian or basically stuff like that. So that was back last year. The latest development now, basically, as the title says, Tesla's adding to this lawsuit to say that now the battery secrets, next gen battery that Tesla's been working on, now Rivian's got their hands on that through various means, and now they're looking at some of that too. And I was telling Mike before we started the show, you know, if you guys had looked at some of the patents and some of the history of Tesla as well, when they developed some of their tech, there was many of them they just freely let out with the intent to help spur the EV revolution,
Hmm.
right? But I was telling Mike too. I said a lot of those things about motors and things that makes sense to help companies kind of get going and like really make this happen, because that was Elon's deal.
Hmm.
But Tesla obviously is a business. They want to keep some business edge, and I've been talking tons on this channel, of course, about battery density, battery technology. All that stuff has to get improved for many of the applications that aerial EVs, all these things want to do, and it'll have knock-on effects in battery tech with everything that uses batteries.
Sure.
And for Rivian to borrow that, borrow it, that would probably something you don't want to give up, especially if you're on the cutting edge of battery tech, which companies in overseas would also be quite interested in too. So,
Well, yeah, that's a big
like,
one. That's a big chunk
yeah,
to take out of
it's
somebody's business model.
batteries is huge
Yeah.
for these. So yeah, I mean, what do you think, man? It's the latest in this ongoing spat.
Eh,
What's going
okay, so look, we all know Tesla. Now, look, the caveat: early adopters
on?
usually have to suffer some sort of shortcoming in a product because they want to be first, right? And that means when you previously bought a Tesla, you had to buy into the fact that it was electric and that there was going to be a time where you'd have to wait for the electric infrastructure to come up behind it. We've talked about at length also at times that Tesla also sees themselves as building a network of superchargers with possibly even restaurants growing cross country, building a brand out of other areas that you wouldn't necessarily think that an EV brand would be in that space. Okay, move forward. Kind of crappy that this has to happen because Tesla's going to take it on the chin later on as being the first early adopter, as the same way their ICE counterparts like GM and Ford are kind of having to suffer the fact that they weren't the initial offering in electric cars, although they had promised back when with certain models they never went full-fledged electric. And this is where this kind of thing that Tesla gets caught up in the fact that, well, they don't get the tax credits anymore. They don't get certain breaks. They weren't invited to the White House for the EV kind of signing of that bill with Joe Biden because they say that there was a possible union connection there, so on
Oh
and so
yeah,
forth.
yeah.
So, look, this is kind of like that same downstream effect, which is they need their battery tech, they need their truck, they need to be number one because they're going to be a little later into the marketplace with Cybertruck than competitors,
Yep.
but they shouldn't lose out on their competitive edge because they lost business insider secrets
Yeah,
to
no.
people being
Yeah.
hired away, right? I kind of see that as to where that's going,
I see that. Yeah. If
right?
you're a company and you are on the cutting edge of whatever your field is,
Yeah,
and you develop something that is cutting like new, no one's done,
right.
you should be permitted to capitalize on that for your effort you've expended,
Correct.
especially as a business for profit, right? So, and then for this to happen, if Tesla's found to be in the correct here and it has been borrowed permanently, yeah, that's Rivian, that's not good for you.
And that's not.
So yeah.
And we've talked about Rivian doing their membership privileges where they're going to have their events.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's cool there.
Yeah, and not only that,
Interesting.
look, there's people that have gotten their hands on the cars, and there have been a number of reviews that I watched this week, and I probably watched 2 hours worth of reviews, and they were glowingly good.
Yeah, the product looks good.
The product looks good. I mean, this is basically, if you don't like the looks of Cybertruck and you want a truck right now, you don't want to wait for the Ford F-150 Lightning. They're here, they're out there, they're ready to produce and get you as a customer. And from what I saw, with the exception of the price, which is pricey, but if you got a fully optioned out unit with the seats, the plugs in the back, with the pull out basically kitchenette that they have underneath the seat.
And you're gonna have access
impressive.
you're gonna have access to charging network, you're gonna have access to the guided excursions, you're gonna have access to other stuff. It's appealing.
It is really appealing.
But yeah, as we've said before, with air taxis especially, right? You can have a great like idea, but if it's not executed properly on a business case, then it doesn't matter. You might totally lose out.
I just had a thought. I wonder if Tesla would exclude them from using their charging network if this went on into a bigger battle, and Tesla basically said, "Look, sure, you can use our battery tech, but the problem is you're going to lose half of your infrastructure because they said that they were going to open up their cars towards other people using their charging stations." And I could see this as a retaliatory move, is basically saying, but you can't charge here.
Well, Rivian might not care about the long term because, again, as we just mentioned, Rivian's putting their own charging network in. And so
I emphasize putting.
Putting. And of course, that takes a while to get that infrastructure up. So, but Rivian's just starting out as far as getting the cars out the door, the trucks out the door. So, I don't know. I mean, as with court cases, we could see, they might might grant part of the case to Tesla, but grant something else to Rivian. We'll have to see.
Interesting.
We'll see with the court.
Let's see what happens in court.
Yep. So thanks. So, am I getting anything else to add for that?
Nah, I'm good. Oh, cool. I mean, that was my last dirty thought.
Yeah, we'll keep track of this for you guys. Obviously, we're interested to see what happens here as well. Obviously, it has knock-on effects for Tesla battery tech and anybody else's battery tech if it gets out, and then of course Rivian as well, which you're good too. So please like, share, subscribe down below. You guys know the drill. Make sure you hit the bell too, so you'll know when we go live or post a video. And one of the things too on our channel, right, is that you guys can participate in the live shows, which 14:30 or 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, and you can ask us questions, live. So come join us.
Maybe an Ask Roscoe question. Get him off that couch.
Yeah, I don't know. He's I don't know if he's gonna participate.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of done for the day. All right, folks. Like, subscribe, follow. Let us know what you think. All right, this last one is going to be kind of more